What's up guys, Hunter Avalon here. Don't forget to subscribe for new videos every Friday. It's honestly really annoying, but sometimes people compare me to Onision. I mean, I know our videos can be somewhat similar, and I guess we are both like sarcastic and our voices even sound a little bit alike. But I mean, come on guys, I'm not an annoying, over-emotional little retard, okay? Fun fact, me and Onision have the same birthday. So today this little cuck doesn't have his panties in a wad, he appears to be wearing them on his face. And he's gonna tell us all about why we need feminism. I mean, let's take it from Onision, right? The guy who's been through several divorces, including his most recent one because he cheated on his wife. Yeah, he knows a lot about treating women, right? Grab your cup of bleach. You're really gonna need it.
If you are an anti-feminist, you might want to click away from this video, because you are about to get decimated.
Ooh, I'm scared now.
Feminism is the advocacy of women's rights on the grounds of political, social, and economic equality to men.
Guys, this changes everything. Onision just gave us the dictionary definition. I'm convinced.
Keyword, equality. Now, the reason I have to point this out is because people say egalitarianism is better than feminism, even though it's basically the same thing. They both call for equal rights.
No, they are not basically the same thing. Their dictionary definition may be kind of similar, but egalitarians actually believe and act on equality, where feminism just makes everything into a sexist issue, or just hates on men.
Despite the fact that they're basically the same thing, you guys can't get over the fact that it starts out with fem, as in female. The word defined starts with fem. For some reason, your brain just turns off after that point.
Oh, right. People who oppose feminism are just a bunch of sexists, cause we're all hung up on the fem part. No, cuck boy. I'm against feminism because it's a waste of time. Women in first world countries have equal rights, so now feminism is left to find some way that women are oppressed, while ignoring women in other countries who actually are oppressed.
This is the definition, and the main argument people have against it is that feminists do not follow this definition. So I ran a poll, and over 1,000 people voted. 69% of feminists believe that women are equal to men.
Yep, I've been decimated. This big poll is biased and wrong on so many levels. First off, you polled your own Twitter followers, so of course they're gonna vote in your favor. The majority of them follow you because they agree with what you have to say. I ran a poll on my own account and the majority voted that feminists want to be superior. It's so easy to get the results you're looking for when you're conducting your own research. Secondly, 15% of feminists voted that they want to be superior. I mean, come on, man, you're already so biased. You could have just, like, edited that little part out.
So the mass majority of feminists follow the definition of feminism.
Well, I know you aren't that smart, but 1,201 people are not the mass majority of feminists.
And your main argument against feminism is that feminists don't fit the definition. Your problem is you prioritize your closed-minded personal experiences over the truth.
Sorry, Onision, but believing your little poll actually proves any point at all kind of makes you a little bit closed-minded.
You say feminism is not needed in the Western world. This is one explanation of what the Western world is, and here's a map if that wasn't clear enough. We're talking Australia, Canada, United States, UK, etc. Speaking of UK, according to this, women still cannot serve on the front lines. That is not equality, and that calls for feminism.
Give me a break. That doesn't call for feminism at all. Let's go by your own logic here. The definition you love so dearly claims that feminism is the advocacy of women's rights on the ground of political, social, and economic equality to men. Now, since you believe this definition still stands for what feminism is, the answer should be really simple to you. Fighting on the front lines is not a political, social, or economic right. It's not a right at all. Now, I know facts can be a little bit scary, but men are scientifically proven to be physically stronger than women. Men also have denser, stronger bones, tendons, and ligaments. This isn't sexism. It's what we call science. Admiral Allen West, who was the first Sea Lord and served as Labor Security Minister, said that he was concerned about women fighting on the front lines for similar reasons that I just mentioned. He said, "Not because there aren't some women who can advance on each other and kill each other, but in general terms, women have 1/3 less upper body strength." He then goes on to say, "There is no doubt that all women are very, very brave. We have always been willing to let women die in wars, and actually they are competent, particularly at computer operating. They have longer concentration power than men." It's important to remember that men and women are scientifically proven to be physically different. That doesn't mean that one is above the other. It just means that men and women are good at different things. Having said all this, the UK could still allow women to fight in the front lines by the end of 2016. But your little feminism movement didn't do anything to help that.
Apparently, some people have tried to oppress women by implying men should pay less for healthcare than women.
Come on, Onision. I'm a conservative, and not even I trust Fox News. One guy's expert, strange opinion is not an excuse for feminism. Society as a whole doesn't think this way or agree with this guy. And honestly, the fact that society as a whole doesn't agree with this guy's notion kind of proves that we don't need feminism.
Another example of why we in the Western world need feminism.
Oh, now how's this for bias? In the Western world, men don't have to worry about being catcalled, harassed, or in danger. Is this article from Huffington Post, or did you write it yourself, Onision? Men are statistically proven to be more at risk of a violent crime. So yeah, I'd say men do have to worry about being in danger also. This is not a gendered issue. This is an issue that affects both male and female.
The US women's soccer team gets paid disgustingly less than the US male soccer team. And this is exceptionally odd because according to this article, their most recent World Cup was the most watched soccer game in American television history. And if they're getting more views, they should at least get equal pay. This is why we need feminism in the Western world.
You're wrong again. Men's teams pay more because they have a higher attendance rate. MLS average attendance last year was 21,574 people per game. NWSL averaged only 5,046 people per game. The Women's Soccer League had one big game, whereas the Men's Soccer League consistently gets more views. The discrimination in soccer comes from the fans. They attend the male games, watch them on TV, and buy the merchandise. Again, it's not sexism. It's not discrimination. It's just basic math.
Another marvelous point. As far as health insurance goes, a ridiculous amount of people object to women getting drugs related to their reproductive system. And yet when men want drugs related to the reproductive system, it's completely fine. Individuals literally protest against things like birth control being covered by insurance, but not vasectomies and penile implants.
Onision, a few people protesting against the notion is not denying women's rights. The story you're referring to is 2 years old. Obamacare currently covers birth control for women, and back in 2011, the Affordable Care Act ruled on expanding access to preventive services for women. If this was truly an oppressive and sexist society, we wouldn't have major legislation voting to expand the Affordable Care Act and cover birth control for women. A few people protested, but that's nothing more than an opinion that, you said yourself, some individuals hold. It's not major legislation or new laws being set in place against women. One dumb opinion that you disagree with is no need for feminism. Unless, of course, you need feminism to shut down other people's opinion. Then yes, you really need feminism.
This is how religion is divided up in the United States. You notice a consistency? The most popular religions in the United States have specific texts blatantly oppressing women.
Those verses you show are laws from a specific time in the Bible. If you did any research on Christianity at all, you'd quickly find out that when Jesus died, he wiped away the law, and Christians are no longer called to follow the law.
Let the women learn in silence with all subjection. But I suffer not a woman to teach, nor usurp authority over the man. The Bible, the majority of Americans in the Western world, yet again telling women to shut the f up.
Those verses are not commands, but historical accounts. Those churches at the time were actually having issues with women standing up and speaking loudly and disrupting, hence why Paul said they should be quiet. There's also many instances in the Bible where women were called to speak, given a purpose, and not told to be quiet.
If a man find a damsel that is a virgin, which is not betrothed, and lay hold on her, and lie with her, then the man shall give unto the damsel fathers 50 shekels of silver, and she shall be his wife. As you can see with other versions, it specifically states rape. So if a guy rapes a girl, she's forced to marry him. This is the book the majority of Americans in the Western world support, and this is why we need feminism in the Western world.
Again, those verses are out of context, along with the fact that no one is required to follow those laws anymore. And to address your second point, you claim we need feminism for this. Why? Should feminism be allowed to stop people from reading the Bible simply because it has some sexist verses that you don't understand? Why is feminism needed in this at all?
Now over 2,000 people have voted, and it looks like we're up to 73%. So I've proven that the majority of feminists believe in equality, despite your obvious dumbass saying they don't.
No, all you've proven is that some of your feminist Twitter followers support feminism.
And I've also provided many examples of why we still need feminism in the Western world. So if you have any decency, you can accept your defeat in the comments below, but I'm betting you won't, because you're a disgraceful human being who likely cannot admit when you're wrong. So fuck you, you stupid piece of fucking shit.
So that's the best you can do, Onision? Use biased information, ignore facts, ignore women who are really oppressed, and curse at the people who disagree with your pathetic, faulty opinion? No wonder you've gone through so many divorces. Sorry, Onision, you failed again.